Products that are not differentiated risk being commoditized, which will affect their performance and competitiveness. In fact, anything can be differentiated. Even pure commodity products, such as a pack of sugar, can still be differentiated and positioned in a way to rise above the competition. It starts by analyzing the consumer purchase and consumption behavior for this particular product and uncovering opportunities for differentiation based on this behavior. For example, you can start by asking certain questions. How do consumers become aware of their need for my product? How do they make their purchase decision, and what are the stages they go through? How do they order and purchase the product? What happens when the product is delivered? How do they pay for it? How do they consume it? How do they store it? What are they really using my product for? What about after-sales services? How do they dispose my product? Finding answers to all those questions will help you in differentiating your product. The most common differentiation strategies are product differentiation. There are many different dimensions to differentiate the product based on. These could be design, packaging, durability, performance, style, reliability, or quality. For example, a product could be similar to the competition, but consumers would choose it because of its practical packaging that has taken into consideration how and where the product is consumed. Personnel differentiation. A retailer could be known for the quality of its employees. For example, they could be known for their product expertise, professionalism, hospitality, responsiveness, or passion for the products they are selling. Channel differentiation. A retailer that has been able to perfect an omni-channel operation that allows their customers to start the journey online and complete it at the store or vice versa seamlessly would have achieved a high degree of channel differentiation. This might be a compelling factor for consumers to choose to buy from this business. Image differentiation. Image is the way consumers perceive the company and its products. A retailer can communicate its image through the design of its stores. For example, when you look at some of the stores of the most successful luxury retailers, these are stores that have been designed and built to make a statement of luxury and generate an image in consumers' minds. The best way to get into the mind of a consumer is to be the first. Think Hertz, Coca-Cola, Kleenex. Even brands that are no longer relevant, such as Kodak and Xerox, are still remembered as being the first ones in their respective categories. For every product category, consumers tend to have a ladder in their minds, where they rank the different brands for that product and end up choosing in the order they have ranked. So the easiest way to be on the top of the ladder is to be the first one to arrive. But what about other brands that come after? Those brands need to find an empty position in the consumer's mind, a window or a hole, and fill that hole as the first one to claim it. Even if that hole was unconventional or isn't perceived to be an advantage. For example, Volkswagen positioned the Beetle for its small size with the Think Small campaign. While many people would assume that small is not a good thing and bigger is always better, it actually worked very well because there are people who are interested in small cars. Targeting those people with the positioning they are just looking for can make you win that market by being the first one on the ladder of small cars. Rolex was the first expensive watch, and that's actually the main reason it's bought for, being expensive. While being expensive could be thought of as negative, it was here a selling point. Now, was the Beetle the first small car? No, but at the time it was the first one to claim this position in the minds of the consumers, and this is what actually counts. So for a successful positioning to happen, if you are not the leader of the category, you need to find the gap or hole in consumers' mind and claim this position for your product if it fits there. Of course, as we mentioned in a previous lesson, in order for a point of difference to be desirable by consumers, it needs to be relevant, distinctive, and believable. Another strategy, if you are not the leader, is to reposition the leader. And this is what Tylenol has done with aspirin. by highlighting how it was bad for the stomach and how Tylenol doesn't have this drawback. And so it was able to claim the #1 position for painkillers afterwards. Another strategy is the against position, and this is what Avis has done with the We Try Harder campaign, and Burger King has done with the Have It Your Way campaign. These have been the different possible strategies for positioning a follower. To communicate the chosen positioning for a brand, a positioning statement is put together, and this is mainly for internal and company use, so that the different departments understand what our positioning is and incorporate this in the different aspects of the business. The positioning statement should include the following components: the target customer group, the need that the product or brand fills, the brand itself, the concept of the product, and the point of difference. The positioning statement could then have the following format: 2. Target customer group, who, the need, brand is, concept, that, point of difference. For example, let's say Store X is a retail business that sells organic food. Its positioning statement could go like this: to health-conscious consumers who are looking for healthy food options, Store X is a grocery store that sources and sells fresh produce that is organic and free of chemicals. The statement establishes the category membership, which is here grocery stores, and then mentions the point of difference from other members of the same category. How is Store X different from other grocery stores? For example, here that it sources organic and chemical-free produce. This positioning statement is then used as an internal guide for other activities within the company. For example, if our positioning is selling chemical-free products, so we cannot source and sell produce that has harmful chemicals. This is for the buying department. The operations department should also know this statement so that it cascades it down to all the customer-facing salespeople on the floor, so they know how to sell our products and what we stand for. The marketing department will also use this to create marketing campaigns that highlight our point of difference and shows our positioning, in order to attract our target consumers and bring them to the store. Positioning is also used while making pricing decisions. For example, in the case of premium or luxury brands, pricing products needs to reflect the premium or luxury positioning of the brand, and so on. In this exercise, we are going to give you certain brand names from different categories and want you to write down what you think their positioning is. Let's start. Volvo, BMW, FedEx, Energizer, Walmart, Coca-Cola, Close Up, Barack Obama. If your answers match these positioning results, then these brands have done a good positioning job.